What's up, y'all? It's Mr. Ernest Krim III, your favorite Black history teacher, coming right back at you with another Black history fact of the day. Yo, check this out. For everybody that went to Morgan Park, for all my Morgan Park Mustangs out there, we all had one thing in common. We couldn't stand with a passion anybody that went to Julian. Any Julian Jaguars out there during the time we was in high school, couldn't stand you. Matter of fact, it was past that. We hated you. Anybody that was in that building on 103rd and Vincennes, Percy L. Julian Jaguars, hated you. Now, I don't know what preceded that, but I know during my time, there was a reason why there was animosity on both sides. For people that got on the bus and drove and rolled down that way, they probably gonna get messed up. If they got on the bus and came down our way, they was gonna get messed up. We was only a mile apart, same background, same experiences, same neighborhoods, but we couldn't stand each other. Now, of course, now it's all love. For all my Julian Jaguar alumnus or alumni out there, got nothing but love for you. What's good? We all united in the struggle. But here's what's even crazier about this situation. I didn't really understand who or what the school was even named after. To me, it's just a Julian Jaguar. But as I got older, I started to realize, there's a name there, Percy L. Julian. Just who is this guy? Percy L. Julian was a revolutionary doctor in the early to mid 1900s who completely transformed the entire medical industry. See, during the time Percy L. Julian was alive, a lot of the medicine out there wasn't even affordable for people. So he came up with a cheap form of cortisol using a soy plant. He extracted it from the soy plant and he was able to manufacture it and make it affordable for the everyday man. Yo, but here's the thing, y'all. I'm your favorite Black history teacher. Not your favorite science teacher, not your favorite math teacher, not your favorite scientist, not your favorite doctor, not your favorite medical assistant, whatever. So I have to give you something practical that you can apply to your life today moving forward to change the course of history. So Dr. Julian has some amazing accomplishments, but you're probably wondering, okay, what does that have to do with me? I'm going to give you one point, y'all. One powerful point. One thing I kept finding through my research. One consistent theme I found that most contributed to Dr. Julian's success. And it has nothing to do with him. It's all about his parents. It's all about his grandparents. And this one point is, and I quote, "No excuses, son." So Dr. Julian was born 30 some odd years after slavery so-called ended. So you know he was exposed to some very blatant racism, but yet and still he found a way. This is because he was inundated with a philosophy that would transform his way of thinking, and I'm sure it can transform yours as well. No excuses, son. Where did he get it from? Well, his grandparents were slaves. His grandparents were, enslaved, and they had a love for reading. They loved reading so much that one day, the so-called slave owner found out and chopped their limbs off. But that did not stop or deter them. They made sure that they passed that down to their kids, which of course one of them would be Dr. Julian's father. Dr. Julian's father was a voracious reader. He read around his son all the time. And of course, you know how it is. The people you hang around, you eventually emulate and become, right? His father read to him all the time and made sure that he asked follow-up questions too. So we know that school wasn't something that was a commonplace for all Black people during his time, but yet and still he had school at home before he went to the schoolhouse himself. No excuses, son. What happened after that? Dr. Julian's at the top of his class, but when he graduates, he cannot get into most high schools and most colleges, so he begins to take night schools at DePaul University. Not DePaul, DePaul with a W at the end. No excuses, son. He found a way. Although a lot of places wanted to reject him because he was Black, he was smarter than most of them. But he found a way. He knew there would be at least one place that's going to accept me. So instead of resting on the people who rejected him, he said, no excuses, son. And he went to the place that did accept him. But even still after that, multiple places rejected him because he was Black when he graduated. He wanted to practice medicine. He wanted to get into the sciences. He wanted to revolutionize the medical field to help everybody out. But they rejected him still. What did he do? He found a way. He found somebody who would accept him. No excuses, son. And when he was living in Oak Park, Illinois, right outside of the west side of Chicago, his house was bombed several times because, well, racism. But not just that, he was a part of one of the first families to move into that area, and bigots gonna be bigots, racists gonna be racists. They kept attacking him with terrorism, but yet and still he went to work every day, did what he was supposed to do, and created something that will save the lives, not just for Black people, not just his family, not just the people who went to his school, not just for the people that went to his college, but for all people. So the bigots that hated him could benefit from his invention. The offspring of those who hated him could also benefit from his contributions to medicine. Imagine that. Dr. Julian's life is most personified by this. No excuses, son. You have a calling on your life. Don't let somebody who wants to chop off your limbs for doing something that's right tell you what you can and cannot do. No excuses, son. Read to your kids. Make sure they get these lessons. You're creating the next Percy L. Julian right now. No excuses, son. They might reject you if you go to that school. No excuses, son. Find another way because there's somebody that will accept you. No excuses, son, because your purpose was not given to you by them. Your parents knew you had that, so they already put it into your life. No excuses, son. They might hate you. They might dislike you. They still might not tolerate you at all. No excuses, son. If 99 say no, go with the one that says yes. No excuses, son. They might bomb your house. Yeah. No excuses, son. Find a way. And you already know what I'm about to say. Consider everything I just talked about, everything you learned, everything that was said, and answer and ponder this question. What action will you take to make history today? Oh yeah, hold up, y'all. Don't forget about the Mustangs, though. Mustangs for life, baby.